Here we are again. Bishop Baker, Pastor Rome, here to empower you and to motivate you from the Men of Valor YouTube channel. We're excited about this YouTube channel because this is the space that we've chosen to be able to encourage our young people, to be able to motivate them, to empower them, but most of all, to let them know we're here to help you on the pathway of learning. A wise man once said there was two paths in the road. A man came to the fork in the road and he wondered which path should he take.
Yeah. And he said he decided to take the path less traveled.
Less traveled. You know, on that pathway there, you don't see many footsteps. You don't see many individuals on that path. You know, one of my favorite books I read that said, you see a travel every now and then on that pathway there. But the first 21 years of our lives is learning. We start out as a baby in kindergarten, then we go to elementary school, then we go to middle school. We used to call it junior high school.
Right.
Then we come to high school, and then we go on to college.
Yeah.
By the time we finish up there, we don't walk down many different paths.
Yeah, those first steps that you take along your path are so essential. In fact, Frederick Douglass said this. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men." The path that you choose in your life now will either draw you into your strength or it will bring you into a brokenness that has to be repaired. It's not irredeemable, but it's a much more difficult path. It's a wider path, it's an easier path, but it's not the path the Bishop's talking about, the path less traveled, the straight and the narrow path.
You know, when you think of a path, it means that someone has taken the time out to really strategically line this path.
Yeah.
You know, even as we was walking down the pathway here. But the exciting thing about learning, and this is something that when our superintendent, Dr. Hardin Bartley, came into our district, she came with reimagining learning. How do we begin to look at learning out of a different lens? How do we begin to look at humanizing? And so we're talking about that humanizing piece right now to you. We're talking from the heart to the heart, okay? What pathway are you on now?
Right.
You know, what pathway have you on that you may feel like you're stuck in your path? How do I get unstuck? How do I get back excited about learning? You know, sometimes we can get a bad grade, and that bad grade can kind of take us off our path. But if we step back and look what was happening on my path before I got to that particular point.
You know, Bishop, you and I walked up these two paths, we ended up at the same place.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we keep our focus on the purpose, the place where we're going, then the path becomes clear. It might not be the path that you thought you were on. It might not be the path that other people thought you would be on. But if you keep focused on the purpose, then you might be able to carve out the right path. And what I mean by that is, as Bishop just said, this year, the goal is the same, transforming students every day and making students stronger and better. But we're doing it in a different medium, a different means. We're doing it all online. But we have the same purpose, we're just getting there through a different path.
Right, we're just taking a different path, but it's still going to give us that same direction, like Pastor Brent's saying, that's staying focused.
Yeah.
As long as I stay focused on my path, I'm going to arrive to the destination. As we walked up, we knew where we're going. We knew what the final place would be, but notice we took two different paths. Everybody's not going to take the same path.
Right.
But when you got individual that is supporting you,
Yeah.
that is helping you,
Yep.
then you can find yourself, the same path that you took up is the same path that you can take back down. And so we're here today to say to you and to challenge you, take time, look at the path that you're on. Who's traveling that path with you? Pastor Brent and I, we traveled this path together. What, we started how many years ago on a path?
Years ago, 5, 6, 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
5, 6, 7 years ago. I met
Maybe
him.
longer, 8 or 9 years ago. It's been a minute.
And we found something out. We found out that there were some individuals that had traveled that same path years ago before either one of us was born. One of them was your grandfather.
That's right.
When he built Mount Gideon.
Yeah.
Baptist Church over on Edsel.
Yeah.
I traveled that path.
Yeah.
When my family came to St. Louis,
Yeah.
that's where we went. But now here we're on a different path now. And that path is to help you to the path of learning and that you arrive to that destination.
You know, when you're on this path, you will at times stumble on the path. But if you got somebody strong beside you, they'll help pick you up from that stumble. They're not going to push you off the path. They're going to pick you up and help you carry on down the path. We want to encourage you to surround yourself with people who will help you down the path toward your purpose.
Stay on your path. We look forward to seeing you again.